As president of the Charlotte Alumni Chapter, Dr. Bertha Maxwell Roddy was an enthusiastic and visionary leader. She continued the legacy of our debutante cotillion in 1964 and purchased the first ceremonial robes for the chapter's meetings and ritualistic ceremonies. Her work with the National Heritage and Archives Committee provided an unprecedented opportunity for sorority members to meet and chat with our living founders at the 1981 National Convention. Serving as the first chair of the African American and African Studies Department, Dr. Roddy was instrumental in the development of the Africana Studies program at the University of North Carolina at Charlotte. She also co-founded the Afro-American Center, which is now known as the Harvey B. Gantt Center for African American Arts and Culture. Subsequently, in her role as the sorority's 20th national president, Dr. Maxwell Roddy developed a partnership with Habitat for Humanity, drawing inspiration from her meeting with President Jimmy Carter.
Under the leadership of Helena Tidwell, chapter membership peaked at an all-time high of 120, and the chapter procured its first P.O. box for the receipt of correspondence. Looking toward the future growth of Charlotte Alumni, Roger Lean Lee's tenure planted the seed of the chapter's purchase of a Delta house, and under the guidance of our grand chapter, we began to increase our implementation of programs aligned with the sorority's 5-point programmatic thrust. In the final 2 years of the decade, Charlotte Alumni hosted the 20th South Atlantic Regional Conference under the leadership of President Juanita Craighead, who also oversaw the introduction of the Women's Educational Equity Training and Assessment Project, also known as WETAP.
The 1980s presented a time of economic restructuring and continued challenges for the Black community. Under Shirley Anderson, the Charlotte Alumni Chapter's signature programming continued to flourish, and the chapter hosted a semi-formal dance at Grady Cole Center, and Elaine Brown accepted the torch as we held Summit 2, a call to action in support of Black single mothers, a neighborhood workshop series. A new membership intake program was implemented, and these early years of the 1980s saw significant growth in chapter membership. The presidency of Doris Guest Wilson established the Excellence in Youth May Week celebration honoring 8th graders, a program celebrating its 30th anniversary in the coming year. The leadership of Charlotte Alumni established the Social Action Committee at the end of the decade. At the heart of a Delta is the desire for change, and just as our visionary founders saw the need to organize and affect social change in the early 19th century, the Charlotte Alumni leadership foresaw the need for a Social Action Committee to address the issues of our community in an ever-changing political and cultural climate.
Michelle Vaughn's tenure originated the annual Delta Deer Recognition event that recently celebrated 25 years. She secured funding to launch the Girl Talk program and spearheaded a Habitat for Humanity building blitz during Habitat's 10-year anniversary. Under her leadership, the chapter began the Kids Voting Project that remains an annual event for the chapter and community. Seeking to increase the visibility and impact of our chapter in the Charlotte community, Wanda Webb's presidency introduced the Red and White Ball and the Charlotte Women's Roundtable. Focusing on the reclamation of inactive members during the latter part of the 1990s, the sorority continued to increase the membership of the Charlotte Alumni Chapter. Reigning as the youngest chapter president, Donna Stoling ushered the chapter into the technology age using Yahoo Groups, online newsletters, and initiated conversation about implementing a calling tree. During this time, the chapter reached a membership of 300, and in 1999, the chapter hosted a South Atlantic Regional Conference.
Charlotte Alumni welcomed the new millennium with the presidency of Pamela Hart Hemphill and the dedication and opening of the original Delta House. Given the remarkable growth of the chapter membership and the increasing need for effective communication, the phone calling tree was instituted and the renaming of the Bertha Roddy and Grace Solomon Cotillion Scholarships. Ann Boyd led the chapter through the hosting of an Area Founders Day and state meeting clusters for North Carolina. Sarah Boyd's outstanding leadership continued to strengthen the financial stability of the chapter, and through her leadership, propelled the chapter to receive the Violet Award at the 48th National Convention. Always with an eye toward the constructive development of Delta's members, Antoinette Cody implemented the Financial Fortitude Committee. Seeing the impact that gang violence was having in our service community, the chapter held a gang awareness march to highlight the need for a drug-free space for our youth and a safe atmosphere for our citizens. During this period, Delta Sigma Theta recognized the Charlotte Alumni Chapter on both the regional and national levels for our reclamation efforts, as well as the outstanding showmanship of our chapter's STEP team.
Immediate past President Desiree Rude led the chapter through the exciting period of the celebration of the sorority's 100th birthday. The chapter partnered with the Deltas of Charlotte Foundation to build the Delta Center. The City of Charlotte Mayor's Mentoring Alliance celebrated our mentoring efforts through the Delta GEMS program. Under our current theme, Making a Difference in Sisterhood, Scholarship, and Service, our goals align with the larger mission of our grand chapter as our current chapter president, Pamela Murphy Lewis, works to continue our strong legacy. Her leadership has led us in efficient chapter meetings, increased community partnerships, multiple South Atlantic Chapter of the Year recognitions, as well as recognition for our outstanding service through chapter programming. President Lewis is leading us in the establishment of the Dr. Bertha Maxwell Roddy Endowed Scholarship and tonight's celebration of 75 years of service to Charlotte Mecklenburg. Her leadership is purposeful as she walks in the footprints of our founders and stands on the shoulders of all of our past chapter presidents.
The Charlotte Alumni Chapter is extremely proud of its position in the community
and our contributions to many notable firsts in this amazing city.
We can boast of the first Black female mortician, Sarah Ruth Powell, the first Black female high school principal, Sarah Virginia Shad, and the first Black female optometrist, Sarah Paula Newsom. Sarah Dorothy Count Scoggins was the first Black student to integrate Charlotte Mecklenburg schools.
Sarah Bertha Maxwell Roddy was the first African American to serve as an administrator in a predominantly white school in the CMS system, and was the first regional director and subsequently national president to hail from Charlotte alumni. Our own Terry Rivalti served with diligence and financial savvy as the first national treasurer from Charlotte alumni.
From the time of our chartering, this chapter has aspired to exist as a strong, thriving, socially active group of women who fulfill the mission of our sorority on every level of membership. And to that end, we continue to have members who serve on both the regional and national levels. For 104 years, our sorority and its members have been uplifting our service communities by the very fact of our presence, and our influence can be felt both domestically and abroad.
The Charlotte Alumni Chapter is immensely proud to be part of such a rich heritage of service and impact. Ours is a rich tapestry of love and sisterhood. Our bonds are intricately tied to those of the sorors who have come before us. For 75 years, we've seen the needs of the men, women, and children who are our neighbors, our students, our patients, and our friends. And we have worked as a family to service these needs for the uplift of the community.
Charlotte Alumni Chapter honors the past, celebrates the present, and embraces the future.
For the past 75 years and for many more to come.